Okay, so we pretty much have our shapes in place. Let's do a couple final adjustments to finish this off. Go ahead and select the screwdriver. I want you to right-click on it and then say Isolate Selection. I'm going to now zoom in by rolling my mouse wheel so I can now focus in a little bit more on the shapes that make up the metal shaft of the screwdriver itself. I want you to go to the sub-object level of the loft. And I'm going to ask you to select the last circle along the loft. Now we're now controlling the position of that circle. Watch what happens if I actually grab the blue stick on the gizmo and move it up. So even after things have been in place, if you want to make a couple final tweaks after that point, you can see how easy it is to do so. Go ahead and put that kind of back where it was before. Now in this case, I want to zoom into the blade itself. Now, the blade is going to be a little bit more tapered and flattened toward the end. So I'll select the rectangle that consists of that part of the screwdriver, and we'll now scale that down. We'll try it a little bit in X, and we don't want to go too far on this. That looks good there. And let's now also try a little bit in Y to kind of flatten that out. Let's zoom out away from that, and look what that's done. Now, I want to show you one more thing about this that really pertains to why, when you do a loft, you're instancing back to the original shapes. Let's get out of the loft as far as the sub-object. We're going to go ahead and get out of our Isolate Selection command. And I now want to go back and select the original line. Go ahead and hit H. And from here, let's choose line 01. Now, if I go to the vertex level sub-object, and select the last vertex in line, watch what happens when I now move this. We'll right-click to go to our Move command. I'm going to grab. Now remember, I'm controlling the length of the path, the line itself, by moving this vertex. I'm going to grab the blue stick on the gizmo, and look what happens when I move it to shorten up the line. It, in essence, shortens up the screwdriver. You see that? So if I want it to be longer or shorter, I can certainly do so. I'm going to go ahead and say, though, I kind of like it the way it is, so I'll right-click to cancel that out. Just a couple real quick tips there as far as kind of polishing this thing off. Why don't we go ahead and render this out and see how it looks. I'm going to change my resolution a little bit higher here, so I'll go to the Render Scene dialog, F10 if you want to use the keyboard shortcut, and we'll change this to an 800 by 600. Click on Render, and job well done. So there you go. Everything you wanted to know about lofting a screwdriver, but didn't know where to start. You practice up on that multi-shape lofting stuff, and you'll be absolutely amazed at some of the things you can make. It really is a cool way to model. Now, next up on the docket, we're going to take on polygonal modeling. If you ever wanted to know how to take a basic primitive and magically turn it into something much more complex, like a video game character for an example, this is one chapter you certainly don't want to miss. Let's check it out.